Well, there was an amusing tongue-in-cheek column this week from Manfred Ket de Vries, a clinical professor of leadership and organizational change at INSEAD, I believe. Mm-hmm. It was titled Beyond Coaching Psychobabble. And de Vries kind of, tongue-in-cheek, admits to being a bit dismayed, intimidated even, when confronted by the claims of many in the executive coaching profession, his profession, who claim to be able to unlock clients' dormant potential and provide them with a sense of self-fulfillment.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. With their amazing skills, writes de Vries, they say they can deepen their clients' learning, improve their performance, and enhance their quality of life, both personally and professionally.
Where do I sign up?
Well, I know, exactly. It sounds awesome, doesn't it? So he's kind of saying, how do I compete with that? I mean, I'm not sure I can improve, do all this stuff the way they're describing, and that's my job. Gosh, where do I stand with all this? How can I compete with a coach who allows your soul to emerge and be seen? Mm-hmm. Well, de Vries isn't too worried about his job. He knows marketing when he sees it, and so should we. Whenever I hear someone say that they can help my soul to emerge and be seen, I immediately put my hand over my wallet in other places.
You're a wise man, Dirk.
It's like, yeah, sorry, no, stay away.
The voice of experience.
Yeah, of course. All these coaches, that's an inside joke. Yeah. Of course, all these coaches have their own sophisticated frameworks to help them fight the good fight, all with catchy acronyms, of course, like FUEL, GROW, SMART, PURE, CLEAR, all in capital letters.
Better living through chemistry.
There you go. I'm telling you, these guys are amazing. But the psychological dynamics that guide human behavior are far from neat. They don't fall into nice little acronymic frameworks, as de Vries says. Human behavior doesn't fit elegantly into boxes or categories, and by excluding the subtle nuances of human dynamics, even in your marketing, these executive consultant programs easily look like fads. Oversimplified models fail to build an understanding of what's really happening in the coach-client interface. De Vries writes that none of the psychobabble and hype helps the profession much. They begin to look like snake oil salesmen instead of people who really can help an organization. I mean, you think about what these guys, their job, it's a good job. I mean, executives, they became CEO because they started their own startup company. They know how to invent. Mm-hmm. They know how to innovate, but they may not know how to be executives. They may not really know what it means to be a CEO, and they need to be coached. So it is an important job. An executive coach is an important job. They can really help. But despite all the hype found in the literature, coaching and training programs isn't easy, fast, or linear. There are no miraculous cures in the helping profession, says de Vries. As any psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, or clinical psychologist can tell you, behavior change is hard work. I mean, your wife is a therapist, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, people don't just go in and walk out 15 minutes later and go, oh, wow, that was awesome.
No.
It takes a lot of work. And there's a lot of setbacks. And most interventions, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Therefore, the exaggerated promises made by executive coaches and master coaches and most trusted advisors create highly unrealistic expectations. And the business world isn't any different than the consumer world. We all want a quick fix. I mean, I can just pay this guy to come into my company. He's going to sit down with me for a couple hours, tell me what I'm doing wrong, or most likely just reinforce what I'm doing right, make a speech, wave his hands, and all will be well. But changing people's habits isn't easy. We don't want to change. We usually don't think there's anything wrong with us. It's the other guys. It's obviously, tell me how to get my employees to do their job better.
Right.
Yeah, it's all on them, right? What do I tell them to motivate them, right? It's like, it's not about me. When it comes to consulting of any kind, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't true. And we're talking about executive coaches here, and this is what de Vries is talking about. But I mean, we've seen the same kind of hype with ISO 9001 consultants and Six Sigma, any kind of business consultant. They're all giving you marketing speak. I'm going to come in and I'm going to turn your company around. Well, obviously you got to say that because they're not going to say, I'm going to come in, you're going to pay me a lot of money, and yeah, maybe I'll do you some good. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, right.
They're not going to
It's not going to happen that way.
It's not going to happen that way.
Well, yeah, I'd like you say, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, that's really good wisdom in anything. And I think that, this idea that you can simplify something that's so complicated, and that you're going to get a quick fix. And everybody wants a quick fix. I mean, but quick fixes don't last very long, generally speaking. And like you say, behavior is hard to change. So I think what Venkita's saying there makes a lot of sense, that you need to actually have a relationship with a coach. And that's going to take a little time.
Yeah.
And the other part of this is sometimes you work with a therapist, you work with a coach, you work with somebody who's going to help you. And this happens to me where I'll hear, well, this may be a bit of a time before we get meshed and we start doing it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, meanwhile your meter's running and I'm paying you for this.
Billable hours.
Yeah, right. Can I do this quicker? So, there's also the pressure from the client as well to say, hey, let's move this along, right?
Right.
Well, it does take time, and you have to be going into it with the right mindset that I'm going to let this breathe a little bit and figure out what we're doing. Because if I try to cut to the end of the line, I'm going to lose the benefit of that experience.
And I would say the other part of that too is, if you are working with an executive coach, I'm sure it's just like with any, one-on-one therapy, they give you homework.
Yes.
If you do your homework, you're going to give him fewer billable hours, because if you haven't done your homework and he or she comes back in and says, so how did that little project go I gave you last week? And you go, oh, I didn't do it. He's just going, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Awesome.
Do it next time.
Do it next time, yeah.
Did you do it? No.
And I'll be back, and that'll be $135. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do your homework. You're going to help yourself.
You're going to help yourself out. All right. Thanks, Dirk. Good story. All right.